Thanks for visiting the patient and the weather today. I'm meteorologist Al Peterlin. This is a weather report for August 1st, 2026. We keep additional graphics at tpatw.com. We maintain a storefront on Amazon. Looking at the frontal positions for Saturday, August 1st, we have high pressure and high temperatures dominating most of the nation, but we do have a weak front stretching all the way from Missoula across to San Francisco. A little bit of cooling there. We do have another major active frontal system stretching out of Indianapolis across Louisville, Nashville, down to Shreveport, and all the way across Austin, really toward Lubbock. We also have lots of unsettled weather across the eastern Great Lakes, the Ohio Valley, up and down the Appalachians, and along the Gulf, and across Florida. We have monsoonal moisture still pushing on up into especially New Mexico. Looking at our vitality index, that measure of where weather will have an impact on human health, you can see we have something going on in the Pacific Northwest. We have a lot of activity here with the monsoonal rains up in the southwest and a lot of unsettled weather up and down the high plains. Again, more information and more unsettled weather across the southeast and Florida, and something going on here in the Ohio Valley. Looking at pressure change, we have falling pressure across Montana and the Dakotas, especially the western half of South Dakota, really much of North Dakota. We also have falling pressure across the Ohio Valley, Indiana, Ohio, Kentucky, down through central Tennessee, all the way through central Mississippi. Looking at the change in temperatures, and this is a little bit misleading and unusual with really the terribly high temperatures, August high temperatures across most of the country west of the Appalachians, but just for change, we have some falling temperatures here in the Pacific Northwest. We have some falling temperatures with that cloud cover across the Ohio Valley into the middle Mississippi Valley. But note that we have sharply rising temperatures across the Dakotas, even into eastern half of Nebraska, up into Minnesota, Wisconsin. And one interesting aspect here, we have sharply rising temperatures up through central Colorado with some falling temperatures just to the south of it. Looking at the change in dew point temperatures, again a little unusual as the dew point temperatures will be falling as these high temperatures are climbing. But note down here in the Texas area, we have falling dew points in one area to the north, rising dew points just to the south. That stands out far more significantly on the vapor pressure map, where we can see falling vapor pressure here across Oklahoma toward northern Texas, but sharply rising vapor pressure here basically across Lubbock to Dallas. So it looks like to me that'd be an area where I would be of concern. We also have rising vapor pressure here across the east, the Ohio Valley toward the Appalachians. Looking at the changes in lifted index or instability, and again, this pretty much confirms what we were talking about with the vapor pressure change right here across northern Texas, right on the Oklahoma-Texas border. We do have instability still pushing up into Louisiana, Mississippi, and up into Missouri. Looking at the change in oxygen availability, we'll have migraine stresses here across Vancouver and down through Washington and Oregon. We also have some migraine stresses here, especially in eastern New Mexico, and note here across West Texas, across northern Texas, north of that area of instability, across Oklahoma, southeastern Kansas, almost all of Arkansas and Missouri, and on into the westernmost aspects of Tennessee. We also have some migraine stress across Michigan and some migraine stress here in the southeast, across southeast Alabama and across northern Florida. We have asthma and arthritis stresses here, a very narrow area of eastern Colorado, up across all of eastern Wyoming into Montana and the Dakotas, but stretching east all the way through northern Iowa into southern Minnesota and Wisconsin. We also have some asthma and arthritis stresses here up the Appalachians across North Carolina into Virginia, into West Virginia. Thanks for visiting the patient and the weather. Your comments are appreciated. If you hurt, tell us where you're located.